Today we're going to be completely resetting this yucca plant. It's way too top heavy and I can't get it to stay up without leaning it against something. So we're going to completely reset it, chop it into sections and propagate them. So the first thing I've got to do is cut off some of these yellowing leaves, and then we're going to cut it into sections and I'll show you how I'm going to propagate them. And there we have the top section, so I'm just going to put these to one side. Okay, these are the original stems, and I'm going to cut these down a bit further because they're still quite long, and then I'm going to propagate those sections, and then we shall leave this plant in place in its pot to grow back. And I need to remember which is the lower part, because that's the part that's going to root. So I'm going to make sure I put them down in a way that I can remember. And I'm going to do this one just a little bit taller than that one. Okay, so with this one, I'm just going to cut those off. And then with these top sections that I took, I'm going to be removing the lower leaves because this is the bit that's going to be rooting. Okay, there we go. I'm going to leave that cutting like this, and the reason I've removed a bunch of leaves is because I don't want the plant to have to put too much energy into keeping too many leaves alive, and I want it to put most of its energy into growing new roots. And then just the same again with this section. You can actually see a little root growing there out of that bit. If you can see that. and there as well, so that's promising, because we haven't even put it in water or soil yet. As regards to whether I'm going to root these in water or soil, I'm not sure yet, to be honest. Now, because I haven't done this before, I did do some research, and it seems that possibly rooting them in soil is a little bit more successful than water. But I may try both just to kind of do a bit of an experiment kind of thing. And I'm also just going to cut these leaves back in. These are the ones that I trimmed the ends off. I'm just going to cut them into points so that they look how they're supposed to look. That's just an aesthetic thing. I didn't do it the first time because I wasn't well and I needed to be quick. But now I'm feeling fine again, and I'm going to do a proper job. So that just makes them look a bit more yucca-like, so they don't have blunt ends. Lovely. Do the same to this one. You do have to be careful with these leaves because they are very, very sharp, and it really hurts if they get you. Do we have any more? There's that one there. Let's get that one. Right. So we have 2 top sections and these 3 mid sections. So we're going to be propagating all 5 of these and see how we go. Okay, let's move on to phase 2. Okay, so I've let those cuttings dry out for several days and they're now ready to be repotted, so I'm going to be repotting them now. And I've decided to use soil for this rather than water, just because a lot of the research that I've done seems to suggest that soil might be the best option, so I'm going to try soil. So let's get these yuccas potted up. And what I'm going to be doing is, I have these 2 sections that have leaves on them, so I'm going to be potting up the leafless chunks with these ones. So it will be multi-stems in each pot, because I think that looks nicer rather than just one in the one pot. We don't want it to look too sparse. I like a full pot. So let's do it. Okay, I'm not quite sure about pot sizes yet. I'm just going to have a little look and see how they look. I think I'm going to put this biggest one in with this one. And let's see. Actually, I'm going to do 3 stems for this one, so I think we're going to need one of the bigger pots for this one. So 3 stems in there. Or would it be? Actually, no, I'm going to go for this pot. It's a little bit smaller. We don't want any rot issues, so I'm going to go a little bit smaller. Okay, so we've got that one, and got these other 2 chunks here which don't have any leaves, so I'm going to pop those in with these. I'm thinking that one because it's a bit shorter and then there's a bit of variation on the height. This is my usual chunky mix, but I have added some horticultural grit as well to this to make it a bit more well draining. Okay, let's see. I think about there. Hindsight, it might have been easier just to fill the pot with soil and then stick them down in there. We're here now, so let's carry on. Just patting them down a bit there so they stay in. I'm going to go ahead and fill it up. I think it's going to be easier to just fill it, and then I shall remember that for the next one. Okay, and then we're just going to pop that one in there. Okay, so in that pot we have the 3 stems, and I still need to kind of adjust a little bit there because I feel I haven't got the position quite right. It's better. Okay, we're going to need some more substrate. I have a box full here, luckily. Let's see. Should hopefully be enough. I'm super excited to see these grow. I really hope they do. There's never any guarantees, but so I'm just making sure they're nice and firm in the soil, and because until they get roots they're going to be just a little bit more wobbly than they would be. Okay, that's that one. We're now going to do the other one, and then I shall show you them both afterwards. I think for this one a smaller pot's going to be appropriate. So this one's just going to be the 2 stems. Yeah, that will do for now, and then as it starts to grow roots we can of course repot it. But I want to make sure it doesn't have too much tendency to rot, It's always the risk with propagating. Okay, so with this one I'm just going to make a bit of a hole there and pop that in. I'm going to do the same on the other side and pop that one in there. And then we have our little 2-stem yucca. Just firming that down as I did with the other one because it's going to be a bit wobbly until it roots in. And yeah, this sure is exciting now that we're potting them up. They've just kind of been lying around drying for a few days or so. And I've been thinking, wow, I can't wait to get those. I can't wait to get those in their pots, start them on their new journey. Okay, I think that's nice. It's a nice little plant there. Try and think loving thoughts when I'm doing this because I'm sure that makes a difference to the plant. I have to admit I would be quite sad if these don't succeed, but I am at the mercy of nature to some degree. I can only but give them the best care and then we'll see what happens. Okay, give them a little shake just to kind of take out any air pockets in there. I'm going to put a little bit more on this big one here. Cool, well, that is a really good feeling to have done that. Let's get them watered. Okay, so there they are, my 2 brand new yucca plants. And we're now going to give them a little drink. And then we're just going to set them aside to do their thing. I'll just move you around here. You can see in that pot we have the 3 stems. And in this pot we have the 2. And then over there behind them you can see the original plant, which I have of course kept. And that should start to grow some new growth too, hopefully. So let's give these guys some water. Okay, I am now going to give these guys some water, but since they don't have roots yet, I'm just going to do a really small watering. Small watering, I don't know if that's the right way of saying it, but I'm not going to water them quite as thoroughly as I would if they had roots, but I just want the soil to be slightly moist to encourage their root growth. Okay, and I'm just going to leave them in there to let them drain any excess. There may not be any because I didn't add a huge amount. And that's basically it. We're now going to leave these yucca plants to live their best life and grow some new roots. And here they are, 2 new yucca propagations. This is the 3-stem one. And over here is the 2-stem one. So now we just have to play the waiting game and let them do their thing. And if you would like to follow along the journey of these yuccas and see how they root in the coming weeks and months, then do subscribe to my channel and follow along, and I will keep you posted on how they do. Thanks for watching.